Coach James Campen. He is our favorite famous friend, and don't tell Tausch, but our favorite former Packers right tackle. It is Brian Bulaga. Brian, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are we doing?
We're great. Thank you for filling in as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. Did you and Abby go to the Met Gala?
No, I never got an invite to that. Why would an offensive lineman get an invite to the Met Gala?
Yeah, see, I have the same problem. It's like scenario. I always struggle with that one, too.
Yeah.
Rodgers went to that. I am curious because yesterday, your partner in crime, you spent an hour with him later in the day on the Homer Hour. Homer just commandeered the show right out of the chute by wanting to discuss and wanting me to reach out to Aaron Rodgers to find out his marital status after he attended the Kentucky Derby with a ring on his left wedding ring finger. And I just never did because I didn't know if he told me yes or no, is that my place to then share it? So I just avoided it. I'm curious about this because I'm not going to ask you if you were A, invited, or B, if you know if he was married or not. But this instead, how come you were never in the Kentucky Derby crew? I see Corey Linsley. I see David Bakhtiari. I see Devontae Adams and Randall Cobb. Did you ever get to go? Did I miss the photo op of you and Abby with like a fun hat at the Kentucky Derby? Did I miss that? Did you ever get to go?
Yeah, I've been there like 4 or 5 times.
With the quarterback?
Yeah.
Or independently? Really?
No, yeah, with him. Yeah.
Well, tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a great time. He does a really nice job for the guys he invites, and it's normally pretty much the same crew year and year. And I didn't get the invite this year, but that's okay. Probably last year 2 years ago I went. Yeah, 2 years ago I went. I couldn't go. I got the invite again last year. I couldn't go last year. I was helping my mother-in-law back in Illinois help clean out the house. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't do that. So like maybe that's why I didn't get the invite back again this year.
Oh, you missed one and you're out?
I don't know if that's the case because that can't be true because guys have missed for various reasons throughout time. So, but maybe I don't know. But
you just found someone more fun that took your place. That's what it sounds like.
Maybe, potentially, maybe. But he does a really good job with it. He takes care of the guys. We're always in the same exact seats every single year. He normally gets the seats because let's be real. He's a charitable guy, right? Like that's kind of his MO. Mm-hmm. He always has been. I think he always will be. And he, I think every year, wins these seats through a auction that I think benefits kids in some way, shape, or form. And it's the same package every single year to my knowledge. And I think he bids on it every single year. And I think he wins it every single year. Mm. And it's the exact same seats in the exact same spot. It's the exact same, lady that does the hosting, and she's our waitress. I mean, it's literally really well done. He does a good job. He rents houses for the guys. So, there's 2 separate houses that guys stay at. And he does a good job with it. Guys have a blast. I always have fun when I go to it. It's long nights, long days at the track, and then long nights at events at night. But it's a fun time. It's a good time. He does a good job with it, and guys have a good time.
I'm not sure I should ask this, but I'm going to. Is this a guys only trip, or do wives also attend?
This is a guys only trip. This is a guys only trip. No wives, at least in my time going, and to my knowledge, I have not seen any wives there. If they were there, they were in a completely different section, not with the guys. If they did not stay at any of the houses with the guys. So, to my knowledge, it is a guys trip only. It's a great time too. And I think Abby totally understood every time I went. I mean, she wants to go really bad one of these days. But listen, I keep telling her, I'm like, listen, I can't give the experience that guy gives because he goes above and beyond, and what that experience costs, I have no idea, because he's he's ridiculous with the things he's able to do and the experiences he's able to give and how generous he is with guys. And I know I don't, for one, I don't have the hookups to do it. I don't have the pull that Aaron Rodgers has. No. And two, definitely not. And two, he's just able to get access to things that normal people aren't. Let's just be real. So he does a really good job with it. We'll just put it that way. And guys have a great time. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed looking at the photos this year of the guys being there, because the last time I went, Corey wasn't able to go. So I missed having Corey there the last time I was there. Dave was there the last time, so I got to see Dave and hang out with Dave. That was fun. But this year Corey went, so I was upset I didn't get to see Corey. But besides that, it's always a good time.
Erica in Milwaukee texts in on the Carbless Talkin' text line. Wilde, got any ACR details? He dropped breadcrumbs about a Brittany and said he had things to take care of with the inner circle on McAfee. Inner circle equals groomsman, ? All right, so here's what I know. I know the inner circle comment was not figuring out groomsmen. It was something, because I know what it was and what those folks are dealing with. Now, on top of that, after yesterday's, I don't want to call it an ambush by Homer, but you know how Homer is. He gets something in his head, and there's no stop.
I haven't been part of a good ambush in a while. That did feel like one.
Didn't it, though? That was not what the show sheet had, but then again, the guy he was filling in for, Tausch, he didn't look at the show sheet.
Today's show sheet had a Tausch appearance here right about now, and that's not happening.
See that.
So.
That's why I'm changing the plan, because he's not making himself.
I just want to say this. I live in Florida. That guy plays more golf than me. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy. It's really impressive how much golf he gets to play.
And yet, I think you're probably still better. So that tells you a lot. So Homer jumps in right away yesterday and wants to know, and wants me to reach out to Aaron Rodgers to find out if he's married.
In fairness, Homer said, you don't have to say how you find out. He just wanted you to find out.
Right, but how else am I going to find out?
Well, you got other people you could ask. And
hey, Brian, is Aaron Rodgers married? I don't know. All right, I tried.
That would have worked.
But here's the problem. That's not my story to tell. If I'm here, if he signs with the Steelers, and I happen to text him that day, and he says, hey, by the way, it's been a while since you had a scoop because you suck at this job when it comes to news reporting. I'm going to give you one. I'm signing my deal with the Steelers today. I'm going to report that right here on this show immediately. Whether or not he married someone, not really my scoop. And here's the problem. There's a gray area of if I reach out to congratulate him and he says, thanks, Jay, because that's what he calls me, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. He's the only person who calls me that. And then if he confirms that he is, in fact, married, like George Costanza is getting married, then am I compelled to tell people? Do I ask him, is it okay if I tell people? I don't want to go. You know how he is with correspondence. I may get an answer to the first message, and then if I ask, is it okay if I tell anyone, and then he doesn't respond, is that a yes? Is that a no? Is that I don't care? He once told me my opinion was low resonance, which I appreciate, so maybe he doesn't care what I say. But the bottom line is that this is not my place. So Erica and everyone else, and by the way, I'm fairly confident that many of you that are watching don't give a blank about whether he's married or not. So I chose not to congratulate him, not reach out at all, because I don't want to be put in that position. And Call me bad at this job if you'd like, but I'll let maybe Evan Cohen can go through sources and talk and track down this information.
I'm going to put it this way. I have not sent that text either because I have no idea. So,
well, you didn't even go to the Kentucky Derby. You're on the outside now.
Yeah, no, I'm outside that circle. Something I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But
you're in the outer circle.
Yes.
Like you're in the circle, just not the inner circle.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm in the inner circle either. I'm in like the fourth electron shell these days.
But like I don't want to send a text and I'm way off and it's really awkward. So like I'm just gonna just stay away from it. It's really to be dead honest, like
don't care.
He didn't tell me anything. It's really none of my business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it isn't. So
is Abby curious?
No. She didn't even know about it until I mentioned it this morning to her. I go, did you hear anything about this? She goes, about what? I go, about Aaron potentially. She goes, no. What? I'm like, okay, never mind then. I go, if you don't know anything about it.
She should go to.
I mean, that would have been a good source.
Gossip.
Yeah.
She is the gossip queen. She could find stuff out really quick.
We'll have her get on this by noon today.
Well, she did. She looked into it right away. But I just, regardless of if he is or isn't, if he is, like, obviously, I hope the best. I hope, I hope the best. Obviously, he's happy. That's great. Hope it's obviously a
happily ever after.
Great, yeah, that's what I hope. So, besides that, you know what I'm saying? Like it truly, like, he has if he's got a wedding ring on, that's what he's telling people. Essentially that's all, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all we need to know, right? Like, that's essentially what, unless he's got a huge endorsement deal by that ring company that does like
Aura. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless he just got a massive
That's how he paid for everything at the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, unless they just gave him a massive deal, which maybe I could see that happening, and that was the big kicker, right? That's the big thing. You have to wear this and take photos of it, and he did it, and there it is. There's the attention grabber. And that's what this is. That would be so awesome if he did that. That would make me laugh for days, because that would be something he would do to really rile everyone up. That would be an Aaron Rodgers. I don't think that's what it is, but if it is, but regardless, it's his private life, right? I'm not going to butt into it. If he didn't mention anything to me, I'm not going to go snooping for it. So, if he is, congratulations. I hope he's happy, and that's really all I got to say about it.
Yeah, I'll leave it at this. So, the track record with him, and this is why I also don't want to. First of all, we're going to move on from this. Second of all, I haven't asked is, so when we did the radio show together back in the 2011 through 2014 era, he got engaged to Destiny. And she had the engagement ring on her finger at one of Jordan's football games at Vanderbilt. And then when we tried to, I sort of uncomfortably broached the subject. He was mad that ESPN showed them repeatedly, because the rock that she had, you could see from the moon. It was enormous. But then when he accepted his first of the back-to-back MVPs in 2020 and 2021, he announced basically his engagement to Shailene Woodley in his acceptance speech. And now we have this scenario. So I don't know what he wants in terms of privacy versus publicity. So I'll let him handle that. He can go to Pat McAfee on it. We have used up enough time and oxygen on that. See, if Tausch would have joined us, we probably would have talked about this anyway. He'd have been asking the same questions. All right.
Maybe Tausch is getting down to the bottom of this out in Vegas.
Maybe he was invited.
Yeah. Maybe that's where he's been.
Maybe they got married at the Elvis Chapel, and Tausch just happened to be there, so he was able to stand up in the ceremony. I think we're onto something here. This is the story that we're going with, and we're sticking with it. Actually, what we're going with is discussing the Packers rookie class. I want to get Brian's take on the rookie minicamp, which was really not a minicamp. I'm not sure I've seen less meaningful football done inside the Don Hutson Center. And that includes when I've attended their Power Pack youth camps that they do for kids. Because this is what it was, basically. I'll explain coming up after I tell you about the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. It is the brand-new ESPN Wisconsin app. It's a customizable homepage. It's easier and quicker live listing. It's your shows at the touch of a fingertip. The ESPN Wisconsin app, available both in the Apple and Android app stores. Again, your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. More with Brian Bulaga, our cousin sub of the day. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. You remember the moments from that magical March.
Side Decker, it's a three. Got it!
On June 26th, celebrate the squad with Made 'em Believe, a special night with Bo Ryan, Frank Kaminsky, and Sam Decker.
Here's Kaminsky, the drop stab,
that's his favorite.
And the two.
Presented by Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, Potosi Varsity Ale, and Potosi Hard Seltzer. Tickets are on sale now at UWHoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to customizable painted court lines, Precision Sports is a slam dunk. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Summer's getting closer, and Brewers action at American Family Field is only heating up. Don't miss a Midwestern throwdown between the Brewers and the Twins, May 16th through the 18th. Get a Jedi Jackson Churio Star Wars Night bauble with a special theme night ticket on the 16th. Then get here early for an exclusive Brewers cribbage board giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on the 17th. Presented by 620 WTMJ. Get tickets at Brewers.com.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. One in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Kessler's has diamond pendants for Mother's Day.
Diamond pendants for only $148. Mother's Day celebrates motherhood.
And it's always appropriate to give a Mother's Day gift to a mom.
Diamond pendants for only $148. Your mother is a mother.
Your wife may be a mother.
Your Your girlfriend may be a mother.
Your sister may be a mother.
Your grandmother's certainly a mother.
You might even have a coworker who is a mother.
Motherhood needs to be celebrated.
Always.
You heard the part about the $148, right?
Giving a diamond pendant to a mom who wasn't expecting it is one of the greatest joys you'll ever experience.
The surprise on their face when you say Happy Mother's Day is worth 10 times the price you paid.
They'll remember that gift forever.
And you will, too.
Welcome to Kessler's, where you can buy a diamond Mother's Day pendant for just $148.
Welcome to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
We'll get to the rookie minicamp and get Brian's thoughts on the offensive linemen that were drafted, the workload that the Packers rookies had or didn't at the rookie camp. We'll get to that all coming up. We've also got Evan Cohen. I thought Evan Cohen would move Jesse so he and Tausch could joust. So now they'll miss that opportunity.
Well, they double jousted the week of the draft up in Green Bay because we had him on Tuesday,
national television,
and they were on site.
yeah.
And then they went on. He went on to Tausch and Evan needed a little break for a few weeks, so
Fair.
we'll get back
Fair.
at it next week.
Did I see the $8 NFL draft golf balls on reverse cam?
Hell yeah, you did.
That's $16.
No,
That's
it's not actually.
$16.
So I have a story to tell you guys.
Oh boy!
Would you steal the white one?
So the yellow one is the one that I bought. I was very proud to show Brian Bulaga when he was in attendance at our NFL draft party in Green Bay a couple of weeks ago. $8 in the.
It doesn't even say Green Bay on it.
You're right. The white one with Green Bay written on it is a nice addition. It makes it a little better, I'd say. So on Friday, Becca's job took her to Green Bay, and she actually was with an intern who's from Ireland, which something tells me this won't be the last time we talk about the Packers in Ireland connection in today's show.
Oh, boy.
But her parents, the intern's parents, are huge Packers fans. And so Becca and Rachel, they said when they were up at this little conference they were at, Rachel asked if they could go over to Lambeau Field and see the field and look at the pro shop, and she FaceTimed her dad, and it was the coolest. Becca said it was one of the coolest things, a Packers fan who's never seen Lambeau Field, or his daughter was there. It was really cool. Then they went into the pro shop, and Becca found a bunch of discounted NFL draft merchandise available for sale, and she bought this white golf ball for $3.
Weird.
We tried to tell you.
As opposed to the $8 one on the left. Maybe the paint was pretty expensive for them to make it yellow. $8.
I don't think so.
Jesse, so she was happy to bring you this joy, or did she purchase this as a way of saying very clearly and loudly, my husband who I love, you're an idiot?
Probably a couple of different messages that could be conveyed there. Number one, I think she wanted to buy some extra stuff to have for, I don't know if she was giving it to her parents or anyone else who wasn't able to make it, just to get a little souvenir. While you're there, I mean, if you stumble your way into it and you find all this half-price stuff or less, might as well, right? The golf ball, yeah, she asked me this morning, actually, do you want the golf ball? I was like, yes, of course I want the golf ball. What am I going to say? No?
You bought the one that didn't even say Green Bay on it. I
didn't know there was another one that you could buy. All I saw was the yellow one when I was there. I didn't even know there was a white one that said Green Bay on it.
Because you panic bought. That's what you did. You panic bought.
Yeah.
He's more critical of me buying this golf ball than he's been of any offensive line play or anything else we've ever talked about.
Brian Bulaga's track record is very clear. You deserve criticism on this show. You get it. Whether it's of Tausch or me or of you or of Josh Meyer's performance, he's not here to win a popularity contest. He's here to tell the truth. And the truth of the matter is, you overpaid for now a golf ball. Does it at least say the NFL Draft 2025 on it? Or does it just say NFL Draft so they could use it 2 years from now in Washington?
Good point. Good point.
The logo does change every year.
It doesn't.
What?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, we're zooming in.
This is as close as we can get on the reverse cam.
Jesse.
The logo does not say Green Bay. Dang it.
It definitely does not say Green Bay, and I don't know if it says 2025 either.
Oh.
All right. Well, if you want to be smarter with your money than Jesse, then become an Associated Bank customer where they'll take good care of your money, and they make sure, they would have checked on this to see if this was fraudulent use. They would have checked your credit score, because only an idiot would spend $8 on a golf ball that has no indication that it was from the NFL Draft in Green Bay. But a smart person would switch banks to Associated Bank and get all the great customer service that comes with it. Not just early pay, not just fraud protection, not just credit monitoring, but also Packers checking, Badgers checking, and Brewers checking, all with great customer service to boot. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike joins us next. With Brian Bulaga as our cousin sub of the day, it's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Bandana? Check. Boots? Check. Gloves? Check. As a motorcycle rider in Wisconsin, you may go to great lengths to protect your image. Just be sure you're protecting yourself, too. Wear a Department of Transportation-approved helmet. Perform safety checks on your motorcycle. Know the traffic laws and don't take risks. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. The summer months are all about activity, but you can't experience that activity if you have pain in your joints. QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for that joint pain. Don't just take my word for it. There's over 50,000 satisfied patients nationwide. It's truly remarkable how Milwaukee's medical direct, Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her team are using regenerative cell therapy to restore that tissue in your achy joints. They're utilizing biological growth factors, things I've seen with my own two eyes at the Greenfield location. It's a powerful and potent way to give new life to your joints, repairing that old tissue that's causing all the pain. And the best part, with QC Kinetics, there's no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Give yourself the gift of pain-free living and lasting relief with QC Kinetics so you can do all the things you enjoy this summer. Get your free consultation today by calling QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Did you know that the phrase "when is Mother's Day" is the most searched "when" phrase in the world? So just to be safe, let me remind you that Mother's Day is this Sunday. Yes, this Sunday. Need a bottle of wine or champagne for brunch? Or maybe a great gift idea? Remember, moms sacrifice so much for us. And it starts by going 9 months without alcohol. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960, we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for a great Mother's Day gift. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow in Maine.
Discount Liquor.
Happy Mother's Day.
Did you know Minnesota has more shoreline than California, Florida, and Hawaii combined? There are lakes, and then there are Minnesota lakes. In the land of 10,000 lakes, endless possibilities await. Start planning an angler's getaway to catch a coveted walleye or river trout, or dive into the best paddling in the country. Discover why in Minnesota lakes aren't just a destination, they're a way of life. Start planning your next adventure by visiting exploreminnesota.com. That's exploreminnesota.com.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
You know what that music means? From Unsportsmanlike, and we got to see him in person during the NFL draft in Green Bay. It is Evan Cohen on Wilde Tausch with Brian Bulaga as our cousin sub of the day. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Morning, guys. Great to see both of you at the draft. Did Green Bay and the state of Wisconsin and ESPN Wisconsin and everybody do such a phenomenal job. Travel Wisconsin, pick Wisconsin, everything Wisconsin do a phenomenal job with them.
How quickly did you get back to what Tausch likes to say is your gated community after that? When did you leave us? How long did you stick around?
So I got there Wednesday night.
Somebody's at the door. I think it's UPS.
My door? That's not mine. I'm not.
I heard a doorbell.
No.
Is that you, Brian?
It's definitely mine. Yeah, it's definitely mine.
I'm in a parking lot in New York City, so it can't be mine. Wait, can we get live?
There's a lot of noises that happen in New York City. There's a lot of noises.
Well, yeah, but a doorbell is obviously not one of them. Somehow you're noisier than I am, which is an amazing thing. So I got there. Wow, now it is me. Now, Jesse's having a field day with this right now.
What's that?
So
that wasn't me.
That was a Bluetooth, Brian. That was a Bluetooth transfer. The problem is, since no Tausch, you guys actually got out on time today, and then ruined my timing of when I normally get in the car to do the call. So anyway, got in there Wednesday night, and then left Friday night and had a phenomenal time. I do have one issue, though. I shouldn't say issue. No, I'm being serious. So, Tucker Kraft doing the judging of the cookout between Brian and Mark. I mean, pick a winner, will you please? I mean, that is ridiculous. Yeah. The fact that you didn't want to pick a winner and then left it to a crowd that Tausch invited to come with him to the Tundra Trio. Well, obviously we're going to have a winner in Mark Tauscher. And Brian, to your credit, you prepped like it was the Super Bowl, and Tausch didn't prep at all, like it was a show.
Yeah, I mean, I knew once it went to a fan off, I knew I was doomed. I was, no pun intended, I was cooked. I knew I was done.
Nicely done.
When Gabe said, cheer, if you want Bulaga to win, cheer for him, and nope, it was like crickets in there. I'm like, this is over. And I mean, Tauscher,
it was ridiculous.
His sausage was on fire. It was.
Yeah, they called the fire department.
It was charred, and it is what it is. What can you do? But he should have picked a winner. He should have picked a winner.
I absolutely agree. Jason, did you have an issue with that? With Kraft not picking a winner?
I had a huge issue with that. And look, Tucker Kraft has been talking, and he was not shy at all during the time that Matt LaFleur was up on the podium talking to Tausch and me, and they were trash talking to each other about pickleball. He's come out and said very clearly that he intends to be a more vocal leader, and then he's given a leadership opportunity to declare the clear winner. Again, there was no flame up. There was no one going, hey, where is the fire extinguisher at the Tundra Trio because of your sausage? Right. It was because of Tausch.
That's right.
And for him to not make that call, I was very, very, very disappointed in Tucker. He's better than that.
Totally agree. Yep. Totally agree. Yeah, now, what is this, by the way? The other thing, what's this controversy around a golf ball that I'm hearing?
Oh.
Jesse?
Hey, Jesse, explain to him. I mean, let's just put it this way. Evan, would you ever pay $8 for a yellow golf ball that doesn't say Green Bay on it, like the 2025 draft in Green Bay on it? Would you pay $8 for that?
No chance. The only time I would ever overpay for something is if it was for my kids or my wife. That's the only time I would knowingly overpay for something. The idea that a grown person does the overpay and it's for a golf ball is absurd. That's absurd.
You've never been caught up in a moment where you're at a big event or you're at something significant, once-in-a-lifetime type experience, and you say, I just want to have a little something from this that I'll be able to put on a mantle or put in a case or put in the golf bag and use as a putting ball when you get on the hey, this is my draft ball.
You're not even allowed to do.
Sure you are.
No. Oh, you know what? So I remember... God, this is pathetic, but here we go. This is going to sound very Wilde style with some of the stuff Jason has in and around his office, but Jason will appreciate this. My final game, I don't remember exactly what it was, but in 2002, covering UW basketball, I remember realizing this is going to be my final game as a student covering this team, and I want some sort of momentum from this. You know what I did? I took the Kohl Center plastic Solo cups from the media room. I took a bunch of them with me that have the UW Kohl Center logo on it, and they're still in my office to this day, that they were free. But I'm like, you know what? This is a momentum. I'll remember why I have this, my time covering UW basketball, my love affair with Dick Bennett and some of those teams, and that's my momentum. I'm a momentum, like my item, whatever. So,
Memento,
I'm not going to do the overpay. Memento, thank you, Jason. I'm not going to do the overpay like Jesse. That's ridiculous.
So I have my name plate, it's a piece of paper, from the Wisconsin versus St. Cloud State first-round WCHA playoffs, 1992. It still hangs in my office. There you go, Badger Herald, the high-quality student newspaper at the University of Wisconsin. I'm totally with you, Evan. That's great that you took something. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I keep all the old press passes and everything like that, too.
Where is the line? Where's the line between being sentimental and being a hoarder when it comes to this?
Take a picture. You know what you should have done? Jesse, Brian Bulaga is there. He's our teammate. He was a legendary Packer. He's on a show that you're a part of. Just take a picture with him in front of the trio. That's better than the $8 golf ball.
So I would have thought Bulaga would be more annoyed if I said, hey, Blue, good to see you. I know you just got here and you're only here for a few minutes and you got people to talk to. You got to do this big golf. Can we snag a quick pic right in front of the field?
I was there the entire time. Why wouldn't I take a photo with you? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. That's so bad.
Terrible argument.
You know that's bad. That's terrible.
So I do. Jesse, you could have said to Brian, hey, I have two things that I'm thinking about here. One is buying an $8 golf ball as a memory for this. The other is taking a picture with you. Which one do you think I should do? What do you think he's going to say in that spot? He's not going to say buy the $8 golf ball.
Neither.
Did Jack Nicklaus sign there? Did I miss this?
He's going to say neither. Don't do either.
And you know what, Evan, you know what makes this even worse? You know what makes it? His wife goes to Green Bay the other day. That's the other photo on this camera shot that he's got. She goes and buys the ball that actually says draft Green Bay on it for $3.50. The
discounted.
Oh my God.
Discounted afterward.
Yeah.
Oh my
so
God.
His wife It's unbelievable.
She got it for 3.
Like,
yeah.
Jesse, there are a lot of things that could be said about you. Dumb has never really been one of them. Are you okay?
Financial responsibility could come into question occasionally. I like to think, thanks to my success on Prize Picks, which Old T has obviously been the one who's initiated all that and helped me learn what Prize Picks is all about. I've won a decent amount on Prize Picks, so I'll take my $8 from the Prize Picks fund, a couple of nice wins, 4 for 4 on a flex play, and that's calling it a day. We're good.
So we know now, Jesse spending more or less. We're going to go with more.
Yes.
Jesse spending.
Frivolous. I would just like to remind you that I live in Green Bay. I would have been happy to take advantage of the inevitable clearance sales that were going to occur. I am curious, though, Evan, not only because you keep some items from your collegiate days at the University of Wisconsin, but also because you live in New York. And lots of us have come there as tourists, myself included. Did I leave with a snow globe of all the major sites of New York that's got like a little Statue of Liberty and the Empire State Building and everything else there? I do. So my question for you is, when you have visitors come to visit you and you take them out in New York, do you discourage them from getting those types of like little trinkets because they're a waste of money? Or is it just Jesse in this instance that was dumb?
Both, I would say. So let's play this out. Let's say any of you guys would come to New York and I'd see you, right? At this point in my life, we would do probably 2 things. We're going to New York City because I don't live in New York City, but I work in New York City. 2 things, very simply. Hey, come by the studio. It's pretty cool. You get to see the Unsportsmanlike studio, get up first stage. Everything's right there. And then, maybe we'll go get pizza for lunch. Like, I'll go to one of the go-to pizza places. Like, I just assume, and maybe I'm wrong, Jason, that if you're coming to New York and we're going to hang out, the number one thing you're going to want to do is eat pizza. Like, what's better than that? Mm-hmm. That is all you – and then by the way, we could do a photo or whatever it is together in the pizza place. That's better than the $8 golf ball or the $20 snow globe. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, very fair.
Brian is about 17 pounds now, but even you, Bulaga, if you were to come to New York, aren't you going to go to a pizza place?
Yes, 100%. You got to have New York pizza. Yes.
Yeah,
gotta have
not a snow globe. You think Bulaga and his family are like, hey, let's go to New York. What do you guys want to do? Buy snow globes? I mean, what are we doing here?
In fairness, I did do both. We went to a place called Grimaldi's. Is that a go-to place? Is that well known?
But that's a chain. You went to a chain pizza place in New York?
Well, you and I weren't on. We weren't on speaking terms when we were there last.
Can we get back to that?
Nice. Well done. Speaking of...
Jason, that was good. Admit it. That was funny.
That was great.
That was funny.
No, I am fully on board with how good that was. But, and again...
Wait a minute. You went to a pizza? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if somebody came to Wisconsin, the greatest steakhouses, ice cream, and they went to a chain steakhouse? I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying, if a visitor, right, or a chain ice cream place, what? You can't do that.
I thought we went to the original one in Brooklyn. I didn't realize it was a chain.
I'm pretty sure, if I'm understanding this right, you may have gone to a chain pizza place.
Yeah, no, I'm looking it up. I clearly did. I don't know if it was a chain then, but it is now. All right, so speaking of not being on speaking terms, I have avoided checking in with the former Jets and Packers and soon-to-be maybe Steelers quarterback about his marital status. I am curious, how much have you guys spent on that and about the seemingly inevitable trip to Pittsburgh?
So, Adam Schefter was on with us today at 6:30 Central Time. People can go back in the podcast and listen wherever you want. And this is the first time it's come up, and it came up in the greatest of ways. So we brought up to Schefty the idea that he's wearing the wedding ring. And then Adam, to his credit, is like, listen, I have no idea if he's married or not married, but that is weird if he's wearing the wedding ring. Is it not? If he's not. And then I made the comment, which I think I'm dead on this, if I may say so myself, that Aaron Rodgers is the most likely person on earth to wear a wedding ring on his ring finger, on that hand, not married, as a protest to the recognition of marriage. Like, if I were to tell you that there's one person in the world who would wear a wedding ring on his ring finger, on that hand, to actually protest the concept of that and think differently because it shouldn't mean that and instead it should mean peace on earth, Aaron Rodgers is number one on the power rankings for that hypothetical.
I like Bulaga's theory that he's got a high-paying endorsement deal with the Aura ring, and he did that to generate attention and conversation about his ring, and then it'll come out that it's an Aura ring. That would be
fund winning the
too.
charity auction for the Kentucky Derby tickets in the first place is the completing of the theory. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Now,
It's
that's
a good theory.
interesting. Wait, so Brian, your point is the straight-up endorsement of the ring, if it's on the opposite hand or another finger, doesn't get the grassroots marketing buzz that it does this way. Is that your point on this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and to my knowledge of that Aura ring, it has to be worn on your left hand because that's how it gets your heart rate and everything like that. I mean, that's to my knowledge. I got a couple buddies that wear them. They always wear them on their left hand. I don't know why. That's just where they wear them. I don't know. But that's the only reason why I say that is because that's where they wear them. So, like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to start a rumor that I have nothing about, but that's why I'm just saying.
I love that we have a conspiracy theory about a conspiracy theorist. I love that.
I mean, wow. It would just be hilarious to me. That's all I'm saying.
Did you guys see AJ Hawk with McAfee yesterday? Because he seemed surprised by it too. And I don't know if that was, on the up. I don't know if that was real or that was. I mean, they're so good at living like the wrestling characters out, and obviously that is like a wrestling kind of bit. But I mean, I'm going to ask a question. It may come off rude, but whatever. If you're a business, is Aaron Rodgers your intended endorser right now? If that's the bit on the Aura ring, is Aaron Rodgers who you want endorsing you?
I'm going to tell you what. I mean, regardless if not, right, if he's the, if you want him or not, if he comes out and says this was an Aura ring, you got all the marketing and attention that you were looking for off of it. If
that's true. That's true.
All right, so I have an expert in the Aura ring. It is our amazing teammate, Danny Zetterman, who big fan of the show.
He hasn't given you any critical feedback yet. That's why.
Give me a couple of shows. Hey, I understand that Tausch isn't here today, and so you're spoiling for a fight.
You got to play a role. You got to play a role. That's for sure.
And by the way, that was almost as good as the shot that you had earlier. Still very good. Also, I have now discovered that there is a Grimaldi's Pizzeria in Brookfield, Wisconsin. So I can confirm that
it's one in your backyard, I think. I think Paula is currently bringing the girls to lunch there today. I mean, what are you doing?
It's in Brookfield.
All right, I got authentic New York pizza from Papa John's.
It was 2009. I'm going to have to look at more information.
Passes it every Friday.
Danny Zetterman informs us.
This amazing, authentic Wisconsin burger. McDonald's. It's really remarkable. You can only find it in Madison, Milwaukee, Beaver Dam, or Green Bay.
Oh my God!
I know we have of all the creamery and everything, all the dairy at UW-Madison, and we're the only place that has 31 flavors. Do you know that? There's nowhere else that has 31 flavors of ice cream.
They are the only ones that have Barry Alvarez, though, as a flavor.
That is true.
Pretty
the
good.
Aura ring, per Danny, he's had one for 8 years. You can wear it on your pointer. It's worn on your pointer or middle finger, and the hand does not matter. So he's as close as we have to an expert on the
So
Aura ring.
here's what it comes down to. Because Danny has used his pointer with you, you haven't given him the middle finger. And so I think once he starts to use another finger, we'll see if you ever bring him up on the air again, unless he's a weekly guest. In a hypothetical world, of course.
Hypothetically.
But Brian's onto something, because it does raise the awareness for someone wearing a ring. And when was the last time we talked about someone wearing a ring just out of speculation? Right? Like, Bulaga's, it's Bulaga. Smart marketing guy. I like this.
Good
We need one
hire,
of these
too.
on this show.
Yeah. All right, Evan, last thing for you, because obviously our normal NBA insider, Mark Tauscher, is not here today because he's helping Luke Fickell and the Badger football team out in Las Vegas with their event. All three of the arguably best teams remaining in the playoffs all lost their game ones at home. What do you make of where the playoff picture currently stands, and should there be any panic for any of those teams?
Yeah, I wouldn't say panic yet, but I have a question. This was I brought up today on our show, on Sportsmanlike on ESPN Wisconsin. Is Jokic underrated? And the reason I asked that, how many times have we all said about Giannis, yeah, I know they're banged up. I know they don't look good in this series, but they still got Giannis. We're going to still pick the Bucks. I know I've done it, right? Mm-hmm. Why don't we do that with Jokic? Like, why are we surprised that they beat the Thunder? He's the best player in the world, regardless if he wins MVP, irrelevant. He's the best player in the world, and we never default to that. We do it with LeBron, rightfully so. We do it with Steph, rightfully so. We've started to do it with Ant Edwards, who's never actually won anything. Mm-hmm. Why do we not do that with Jokic? Why do we not go to the place of, well, of course they could beat the Thunder, even though they won 60-some-odd games. They got Jokic, and the other team doesn't. We don't do that with – you guys did that, right? And Brian was on the team with him. You probably had games where you're down 10 early in the fourth quarter, and you're like, well, we got Rodgers. We'll figure this out. And Jokic is more accomplished comparatively than Rodgers, and that's not a knock on Rodgers. I'm saying Rodgers got the benefit of the doubt, rightfully so. We never do that with Jokic. Why is that? Because he's not wearing an Aura ring?
Potentially. I mean, listen, I can't sit here and say like I'm like a basketball guru, but my wife has been yelling at me because I've been turning it on and watching it, right? Because I find it interesting. At least I have been lately. And, like, that guy's an absolute freak show, right? Like, I mean, he just is. Like, you look at him. If you were to look at him normally, be like, how can this guy do what he does? But he's an absolute freak show. Like, he's unbelievable. And the fact that they beat the Nuggets, not the Nuggets, the OKC. I watched OKC beat that. Who'd they beat that they beat them by like 60 points in game one? Memphis, yeah. I saw him beat Memphis by like. So, like, obviously, OKC's good, but, like, why wouldn't you think that Jokic can beat
That's my point.
OKC?
Exactly.
Yeah, like, I mean,
can we focus on the bigger picture issue here, though? The bigger picture issue, and not to get into someone's marriage. Mrs. Bulaga yells at Brian, now sports talk host, for watching sports.
Just basketball.
And we've all been there.
When you're watching football, I know you're obsessed with soccer. So when you're watching those two, it's okay. So you haven't been cleared for basketball yet.
No, I've not been cleared for basketball yet. Like, she's kind of like, what are we watching this for? Like, why are you watching this? Like, what like, this is, like, and that's literally, like, the question that gets asked every time it's on. Like, why are you watching this? Like,
Jason, are you cleared for every sport? Are all of you cleared for every sport?
I am cleared for every sport. Usually, I'm not watching NBA basketball. I love the NCAA tournament. I love college football. Those are the things that I normally will have on. I don't have baseball on very often. I don't have Premier League soccer on, which I'm guessing is what Abby is most accustomed to Brian having on his television when Manchester City is playing. Correct?
Correct. I mean, listen, like, yeah, we watch City a lot, obviously, but, like, you know, Champions League's on today. It's Barcelona and Inter. That'll be on. So, like, that's not even Man City, but we'll watch that game. You know what I mean? That's a big game. That game will be on. So, like, it's just in general, soccer will be on. Like, it is what it is.
Football is the only thing I'm cleared for. Am I alone there?
On your little baby phone.
No,
Doesn't sound like it, Jesse. I've heard some of your takes.
Wow, thanks. If baseball or college basketball or even the NBA playoffs, I'll say if the Bucks are on, hey, cool. If we're I'm going to put the Bucks game on tonight, and Beck will say sure, and she'll go on TikTok or whatever, and she's looking whatever she's doing, but she has no interest in anything except football.
Just looking for golf ball souvenirs.
Doing some casual shopping, yeah.
Bargain shopping. All right, Evan. We appreciate you. This was really fun. You got a couple of really good zingers in. Next time you're back in Wisconsin, Grimaldi's in Brookfield on me, buddy.
Bye.
That is Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. I am convinced that it wasn't a chain in 2009. I will look into that. Paul and I went on our honeymoon to New York City. I was told that was the place we had to go. Now I feel like an idiot, but that's not the
They
first
are
time that's
loving
happened.
this on the text line. Great Italian food at Olive Garden.
Yeah, I'm getting crushed, and rightfully so. Very fair. 100% fair. Come at me, bro.
Authentic local neighborhood fare at Applebee's.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
All my favorites. No chains allowed. I saw someone say in the YouTube comments that I went to a chain pizza place to protest non-chain pizza places. Yeah, I don't know when you travel, and obviously this was a failure by me, but when you travel, you don't want to do that, right? You want to go to an authentic place native to that place because you want to get that experience. And while this was a major failure, when people were coming to Green Bay, I sent them all to Rustique. That is a Green Bay singular pizza place, and in my opinion, the best in town. And I'm sure they were inundated with folks during the draft.
I mean, yeah.
I hope so.
We obviously here at ESPN Madison, we love Pizza Hut. They're part of our Free Food Fridays and Prep Mania, the official pizza of Prep Mania. I love if
Jesse's doing their book thing.
Tausch loves the Book It program. He tells us all about it all the time. If we're just ordering pizza on a random, okay, we don't want to make food tonight. Let's just order a pizza. We're totally into grabbing Pizza Hut. That's great. But I think it's in the last 10 years. When you travel somewhere unique, when you're going to, Florida or New York or wherever, you want to find a local, one of a kind place. I think there used to be more about the familiarity of, let's go to the chain place. We have one of those by us. I know it's good. It's consistent, reliable. Let's go there. And I think that's changed in the last 10, 15 years to more, let's take a gamble on a local place that has good reviews online.
All right, we managed, even without Tausch and Evan arguing, debating, getting after each other. We're already, again, running late. So we will, we still have to finish up the 9 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. We will do that with Brian Bulaga, our cousin sub of the day. So stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance, world-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust talking about our friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Spring Vintage Weekend with the SVRA is up next on May 16th through the 18th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of Right Choice Tax and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. The IRS has you in their crosshairs. We are local and know how to deal with the IRS and state to solve your situation. Just the other week, we successfully removed the target on Nick to get $194,358 of taxes and penalties removed. This is why I started Right Choice Tax Resolution, to help people fight the IRS and state. You don't know the ins and outs of all the taxes they can charge you or the more than 150 penalties they can impose on you. Make the right choice and call us at 844-222-1192. We want to help so your bank account doesn't get wiped out, your paycheck or Social Security garnished, or a lien put on your house. Get rid of that stress and get back to enjoying life. The situation won't go away if you do nothing. Call us at 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us right now to book a meeting.
Buying and selling a home can be a stressful process. Hey, it's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. The We Sell group at Keller Williams has a goal of making it stress-free for everyone. Their passion is people, their availability is unmatched, something I'm experiencing firsthand while I search for a lake home to enjoy Wisconsin summers even more. Rob and Nick are there every step of the way, not just for their sellers, but also to potential buyers and their agents to bring in as many strong offers as possible. Get started today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
I still think that he's going to wind up in Pittsburgh. I think they think he's going to wind up in Pittsburgh. I think that is the belief and the expectation within the organization. Why he hasn't done it is up to him. Ultimately, in the end, despite the fact that he has been non-committal, people believe he's going to want to play. The Steelers think he's going to want to play. And how many people who are over the age of 40 just randomly go out and put on football cleats to play catch with the Pittsburgh Steelers' new wide receiver, as he did, recently in the video with him and DK Metcalf? Again, doesn't mean he does, but I think the belief continues to be that he will play for the Pittsburgh Steelers at some point here.
That is Adam Schefter on Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman and Chris Canty. I was reading a piece this morning from Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports. This is the prevalent thought on Aaron Rodgers, and here's the reason why. Not about his Aura ring or his wedding ring or anything else. But the Packers play the Steelers this season. So let's not forget. Now, it may or may not be located in Dublin, Ireland. There are now some feelings that I've seen that game will be staying in Pittsburgh, despite reports that it was going to be the Packers heading to Ireland, concluding by our friend Ben Brust of KBN. And I can see why the Steelers would want that game in Pittsburgh if it's Aaron Rodgers versus the Packers as opposed to playing it in Dublin. But that is interesting to me. I don't have a lot of interest in conjecture about Aaron Rodgers and where he's going to play and what he's going to do and if he's married or if he's not. But I am very interested about when and if he is going to be playing against the Green Bay Packers in a Steelers uniform. Especially since, as you know, since you started that game as the youngest player to ever start a Super Bowl, his Super Bowl title came against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're in on this, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a lot that can evolve here, right? Like there's a lot that could play out. The storylines here could be really good, obviously, but I still think, and this is just me, and I may be the minority in this, right? And then obviously Schefter was on Sportsmanlike, and he said his piece, and obviously he knows way more than I do, and he talks to these people on the inside of these organizations way more. I know he certainly isn't speaking to anyone in Aaron's camp because Aaron is his own camp, so I know he's not talking to Aaron. But there's a part of me that still believes he's holding out for Minnesota in some way, shape, or form. He's hoping that, not that he hopes that the McCarthy kid fails. I don't think that's what he's hoping for. I think he's maybe looking at it as they get the McCarthy kid into OTAs, maybe a mini camp when it's maybe more full go, right? Maybe full, maybe more up tempo, or maybe the first week of training camp, and it's just not what McConnell thinks, right? Like that's the head coach's name, right? Am I correct on that?
Yes, Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, O'Connell. Yeah. And it's not just what he thinks it should be, right? Like we need, like this offense needs a little bit more. He's not ready yet, right? And that's where an Aaron Rodgers instantly comes in, and he's exactly like he's in that offense. And I've said this to Homer, and I've said it to you, and I've said it to everyone who's asked. Like that offense is the exact same. Obviously, verbiage can be different. Yeah, there's concepts that can be different. I get it. Okay, don't jump on my back about it. But it's very similar to what LaFleur does. So that means he comes from him hanging out in wherever he's at. It could be California. I don't know where he is right now. And he comes to Minnesota, and it's exactly what he remembers from all his time in Green Bay with LaFleur. And it's a very easy transition for him. And what makes it even easier? Throwing it to Jefferson, throwing it to Addison, handing it off to Aaron Jones, throwing it to Hawkinson, having a good offensive line in front of you, giving you protection, having O'Connell calling those plays that if he dialed it up for Sam Darnold, he's going to dial it up for Aaron Rodgers. So, I still think he's holding out hope for that. But again, I don't know. I'm not an NFL insider like Adam Schefter. I have no idea, right? Like he talks to these organizations, but there's something to be said about why Aaron hasn't signed that deal yet, right? It's besides he doesn't want to be there right now. He doesn't want to do OTAs. Like, okay, sure. All right. I'll give you that, right? I'll totally give you that. And I understand that, but he's also wanting to win, right? I think in my mind and knowing the competitor he is, and obviously now what happened in New York, the chip on his shoulder is probably a very deep one, right? Because the guy, he hates losing anything more than I think he enjoys winning, being around him more than being around him so often and competing with him in other things than just, being on his team in football. The chip on his shoulder is probably very big right now. So the guy wants to win. So most likely, if he's going to sign somewhere, he wants to start learning what this team is about, what the offense is, and get going on that, which is making this non-committal thing to Pittsburgh very odd. And that's the only thing I'm saying about this whole Pittsburgh thing that is throwing me off. And again, I could be dead off on this thing, but that's where I'm at on it.
Yeah, I would just say this. The one thing, and I saw this in Charles's piece, the one thing that not having him sign does is that it prevents you from having to deal with all the questions about why he's not taking part in the offseason program if he wants to stay away till training camp. But again, I agree with you. You would think you would want to hit the ground running. And remember what he did the last time in New York. Like when he went there, he was there for the entire offseason program. He did it again the following year until he had his trip to Egypt planned and didn't go to the mandatory minicamp and caused an uproar there. All right, we need to get to the 10 o'clock hour late, as if we had Brian Bulaga as a guest. So we'll get to that coming up. Again, sad ending to the Bucs season and certainly a long road ahead for Damian Lillard, but you'll have more insight and understanding of him if you check out Season 4 of Behind the Bucs, the podcast that is presented by Gallagher on Bucs Plus. The superstar Damian Lillard's unlikely journey from a two-star high school prospect to a top 75 player in NBA history. The series, which is narrated by senior NBA insider Chris Haynes, reveals exclusive details of Dame's trade to the Bucs and his experience with the team. Find Behind the Bucs on Bucs.com/plus, the Bucs app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucs, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Carbless ready-to-drink cocktails are here for your flawless summer. Hey, it's Brad Nortman. Drinking Carbless and watching the crew is already a win, but now that combination is about to get a whole lot better. Carbless is offering you a sweet night at the ballpark. Your chance to win 14 tickets with food and drinks included to the July 26th game is just one shopping trip away. From now until the end of May, head to your local retailer and scan the QR code to register for your chance to win this amazing prize. A flawless summer night at the ballpark awaits.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Two Wisconsin icons are teaming up on a reworked classic. Cousin Subs and U-Zingers are proud to introduce the all-new Fried Bologna Sub, featuring U-Zingers fried bologna, bacon, American cheese, onions, pickles, mayo, and mustard on fresh-baked Italian bread. And that's not all. Pair your fried bologna with a creamy cupcake shake topped with whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles. Now that's a better combination. Order both in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Breston Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. You making love or starting the schoolyard fight.
In the immortal words of Vince Lombardi, what the hell's going on out here? You know what that music means? It means the guy who was the cousin sub yesterday, who then later yesterday spent time with Brian Bulaga on the Homer Hour, the best 60 minutes of your day, allegedly, is now on our show again. Welcome, Steve the Homer True.
Present.
What? Why are you present? What are you doing here?
I'm even at Ted's, but I don't care because people need to know
about pizza in New York, and apparently I need to be the one to tell everybody. The place you went to, Grimaldi's, under the Brooklyn Bridge, is, as I was told many years ago, the most famous pizza place in all of New York if you're going to pick one. Now, others may disagree. That's what we were told. My wife and I went there. We were very disappointed, to tell you the truth. I actually think I have a T-shirt. And there have been many that may have been, it could be, I don't care what it is, but it was, and I would guess, unless someone tell me otherwise, I would still think that would be the number one pizza place that you would go historically, famous for its location, and it's supposed to be pretty good pizza, and maybe it is. It certainly wasn't that night to me. I've been to other places suggested in New York. Familia's is a chain, and there's one where we used to stay at Marquette, and I go there because they have a picture of Jim McElvain in the Familia's. It's on 8th Street and about 46th. Also now, the great thing about New York pizza is they now have the cheapest pizza in the world, 2 slices and a soda, I think $5. Yes. It's
perfect for you.
It's the worst pizza in the world. There's just nothing on it. It's just bread, and there's almost no sauce. But the prices are great. There's a place right near where we stay at Marquette, and when I get off the bus, people go, Homer, how long before you get over to your pizza place? Give me an hour or two. I've purchased it there at 11 a.m. or when it first opens, 2 in the morning. So, but in defense of your decision, you were clearly told by people, and you did not go to a chain. You went to one of the historic pizza places in the New York area because of its location and, I would assume, history. So I can't speak to Evan. I don't know what he knows and doesn't know about New York pizza. It's hard for me to believe that he doesn't know the historic nature of where you went. But I'm sure he knows way more about New York pizza than I do. But
they also just happen to have a location in Brookfield.
Well, they do now. I am on
the all the time. I don't care if they have 8,000 locations. Doesn't matter. That's the one. The rest of them may be part of a chain. That's the historic one.
So
it's like they could build 100 Yankee stadiums. There's only one Yankee stadium.
So Patsy Grimaldi, they have their own Wikipedia page, which has their entire history. Sure. A picture of the one that I attended on Front Street. Started.
Isn't it under the Brooklyn Bridge?
Yes,
right?
yes. Yeah, Brooklyn Bridge is in the background. Yes.
The location is unbelievable. You walk to it and go, we can't be going the right place.
He was the founder of Grimaldi's in 1990. And when we went there in 2009, they had expanded a few locations, apparently, one in Hoboken and some in a few other places. So I guess they were becoming a chain. They were not in Brookfield until like 2019 or 2020. So
how long has the place been under the Brooklyn Bridge?
They opened in 1990.
Really? I thought it was much older than that. Wow.
No. So that's where the location is, and I appreciate you springing to my defense. That was nice of you.
I'll have to go look on TripAdvisor, the place I go to see where they say the most famous pizza location in New York is. And we were there clearly after 1990, but I assumed it had been there since like 1842 or something.
Yeah,
but
no,
anyway,
not that long. But quick question before you leave us. You spend 2 days a week with this guy, this Brian Bulaga fella, and you call him the doctor of football. You have a high opinion of him, as do I.
I do. Yeah.
What would you say is something that we need to cover on our show that you like to get into with him when you have him on your show? Because I only get the bits and pieces of you turning the show over to me when he and I are both on. What do you love to talk with Brian Bulaga about?
Well, but I wouldn't do the same because I'm not you. If I were you, I think the addressing certain players and players you liked and who were good teammates and all the different things. I mean, your knowledge of all the players in Green Bay for so many years trumps even him. But, you know, the discussion about how much people like football and now pros being paid, we were trying to figure out what to call them. I think that discussion is the most important discussion in the NFL right now because it's never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
Teams, players, coaches, GMs are dealing with something they've never dealt with before, and that's always hard, and they're screwing it up, or they don't know what to do, or they're making it suck. You know, as Brian Bulaga said yesterday, there are guys coming into the pros taking a pay cut.
Nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
He did. Yep. Homer, thanks for calling in to defend my honor. We appreciate you. Bye. Back to Ted's for his breakfast. That is Steve the Homer True. All right, I do want to get into that. I also want to get into what the rookie camp looked like and get your insights. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, but I did have Jesse play a clip from the Buccaneers general manager talking about weeding out players that if you haven't heard, I want to get your reaction to that as well. That's all coming up after Jesse tells us about Coors Light and how much both he and Tausch love the Blue Mountains.
Mark Tauscher here for the Blue Mountains of cold, refreshing Coors Light. Yep, I'm Mark Tauscher, and I'm out golfing today in Vegas, and you know I'm popping open an ice-cold Coors Light when whether you're tailgating pregame, enjoying your experience during the game, or celebrating a big win after the game, or you just need a moment to chill. Crack open a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains, the mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue when chilled to perfection, which besides the refreshing taste is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light, especially out on the golf course when I'm golfing with all my pals, because I'm Mark Tauscher. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, a Golden, Colorado.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mother's Day is coming soon. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Ben Brust to help you out with the Welky's Mother's Day giveaway. From now through May 7th, open up the new ESPN Wisconsin app and register for your chance to win. The winner gets a one-night stay at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, a gift card to one of St. Kate's restaurants, and of course, a big bouquet straight from Welky's Milwaukee Florist. The perfect gift for the mom in your life. Register today at the ESPN Wisconsin app. You can also get 10% off at Welky's Milwaukee Florist on any order by mentioning ESPN at checkout. It's the Welky's Mother's Day giveaway on ESPN Milwaukee.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit MapleHillGolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
Sunny skies, ideal temps, great food, and plenty of live music and events. That's summer in Minnesota. Enjoy the unmatched beauty of the North Woods or the excitement of our famous state fair. And with nearly 500 golf courses scattered in the land of 10,000 lakes, there's no better place to hit the range than Minnesota. Come discover all the things in Minnesota that make the heartbeat of a community and the heartbeat of culture. Visit exploreminnesota.com for more.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so that you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
It started with a prediction.
Gonna go out there and play basketball and win. And how many games? 6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Buying and selling a home can be a stressful process. Hey, it's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. The We Sell group at Keller Williams has a goal of making it stress-free for everyone. Their passion is people, their availability is unmatched, something I'm experiencing firsthand while I search for a lake home to enjoy Wisconsin summers even more. Rob and Nick are there every step of the way, not just for their sellers, but also to potential buyers and their agents to bring in as many strong offers as possible. Get started today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Get back on the clock since we've had Homer's surprise visit, which was great, and thank you for defending my honor. Can't wait to go to Grimaldi's in Brookfield, though. Also, because of Evan Cohen, I just want to touch on this briefly because once again, in the YouTube comments, and we can get the audio of his son after I mentioned this to him last week. So Barron Sorrell is the Packers' 4th-round pick. He's a defensive tackle. Great personality, great story, great kid. He was my favorite story of draft weekend, right? He's in Green Bay. His family is there with him. He gets emotional. It's awesome. So we get to talk to him again in person at the start on Friday of the rookie camp. And we get to the end of the interview session, and I don't want to take up legitimate questions with a silly question, but since things have kind of petered out, I said, Barron, I'm sorry, I got to ask. We've had a Barry Sorrell in our YouTube comments. Is that someone posing as your dad? Or he's like, no, that's my pops. And then he looks right into the camera and says, Dad, stop, please. Just stop. Which was hilarious. And now Barry's back in the YouTube comments. So we don't stop. We love
like
having
for
you in
our
the YouTube
show
comments of our show. Yes, the second time this has happened. So Barry, you are welcome anytime. We'd love to have you on as a guest. So thanks for swinging by the YouTube comments. My quick question before we get into the actual rookie camp and I don't want to say beef with it, but what I thought was interesting about Matt LaFleur's evolution. Your parents very supportive of your radio work. And when you first started, your mom was listening every day. She was posting it on Facebook. I am curious, now that this has become kind of part of your second act post-NFL, are they still as loyal to your appearances, or has it gotten a little bit ho-hum, and I won't be seeing your parents in the YouTube comments?
No, I'm fairly certain that they're avid listeners. I'm pretty certain that they listen to everything. I'm fairly certain, I'm fairly certain they know about that I'm doing this today. I think my dad's working, so he probably won't be listening, but it depends if my mom's substituting or not today. If she's working, that depends if she can tune in. But my stuff, with Homer and all that, in the evening, they listen to that all the time. But they normally go back, like for our stuff today, they'll go back to the, on the app and re-listen to all that. So that's what they'll do. They still listen to everything. But now Abby, on the other hand, she always used to listen to everything, and now she is like, all right, like I'm good. I've heard you talk. I've heard you talk too many times. Like, I'm good. Like, I got you. So she's moved on.
Well, Kathy and Joe, if you're listening, you are always welcome, just like Barry Sorrell on our program, and we love to have you. All right, we will. I do want to get Brian's thoughts, and Abby's going to miss out on this because I think it's going to be very good insight because the rookie camp has changed, and I want to know if Brian thinks that's for the better or for the worse, or if it's really not that big of a deal. Either way, I'll ask him that coming up next after I remind you, as I always do, and I got to see Steven and I got to see David at the Thunder Trio during our extravaganza for the NFL draft. The Grubers are good friends of ours. We love them, but I hope I never have to call them for anything in terms of their actual legal expertise, because I don't want to be seriously injured. But if that happens, they don't want it to happen to you either. But if it does, they want you to make the call. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Office's one call, that's all. Go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more. More with Brian Bulaga next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply. Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Kyle Brust-Nortman's Ben Brust here for Grimal & Associates Insurance. They do what anyone with a growing family, like myself, does. Protect what matters most. Grimal & Associates specializes in coverage that's tailored exactly to you. Clients aren't just policies. They're part of their community. Personalized American Family Insurance back service, expert guidance, and genuine commitment. Grimal & Associates focuses on building trusted relationships and providing peace of mind. The same values they've had for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area. Connect with Grimal & Associates at teamgrimal.com.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza, as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Awarded Best of Weddings 2023 by The Knot, The Bog is much more than world-class golf. Our clubhouse ballroom offers floor-to-ceiling windows and a breathtaking full-wall fireplace. Our barn venue was inspired by the on-site barn at Hole 6, built in the 1800s. 2 outdoor ceremony sites and a variety of personalized options. Our venues are perfect for family get-togethers, weddings, showers, graduation parties, or any event you are hosting. Call The Bog at 262-292-0740 or visit thebarnofthebog.com.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands-Free Skechers Slip-Ins.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as slip-ins? I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep, with Skechers slip-ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, slip-ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids, in all your favorite Skechers styles. Find Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
I see the light go past my shoulder. I'm one less day from dying young, and I'm not afraid of getting older. I'm one less day from dying young, and I see the lights go past my shoulder.
I am soft. I get it. I own that. I believe in work smarter, not harder. I believe in playing it safe, bubble wrapping guys, all that stuff. But even I, Brian Bulaga, think that maybe our guy Matt LaFleur went a bridge too far with his approach to rookie camp. So if you remember, your old ball coach, Mike McCarthy, used to call this rookie orientation camp because it was about like figuring out where the cafeteria was and how to get to meetings and who Flea was and who the equipment guys were that were going to take care of your shoes and, you know, how we meet and what our tempo is and all the stuff that you don't know when you're a rookie. And then there is some football mixed in as well, right? And there was actual 11 on 11, a little bit of one-on-one stuff. Like it looked like a real off-season practice at the rookie camps that I attended. Right? Now there were a bunch of tryout guys like Lucas Patrick, who earned himself an invitation and a roster spot by performing well as a tryout guy. There were cool stories that came out of it. Not so on Saturday, because it was purely individual work. That's it. And Matt LaFleur said that what he had done in the past, he felt like put guys in a bad spot where they've been traveling all around, going on top 30 visits, trying to train to speed up their 40-yard dash time, not doing real football training, and that they weren't in the tip-top shape, and he didn't want something happening. He had lots of guys puking into garbage cans, he said. He got after Colin Oliver a little bit for running too fast when they were doing some conditioning work because he's coming off a hamstring. He didn't want him re-injuring his hamstring. And look, again, I am in favor of most of these things because you're not winning the Super Bowl on May 3rd. You're not, right? So I get it. That said, Brian, like the Canadian quarterback, Taylor Elgsma, whose name I still haven't learned how to pronounce because they haven't signed him yet because he's going to the Buffalo Bills rookie camp this weekend. Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he'll be in the CFL. He never threw a pass to Matthew Golden or Savion Williams. He threw them in nets. He threw them to Sean Mannion, the quarterback's coach. He threw them to one of the equipment dudes. But it was just him being coached by Sean Mannion and Connor Lewis and Luke Getsy and even Matt LaFleur for a period. The wide receivers, they were working on their releases a little bit, and they were being coached up by Ryan Mahaffey and Jason Vrabel. But, like, Jason Vrabel was throwing them the ball. There was not a single one-on-one period, not a single 11-on-11 of any kind. It was just drills. And for me, remembering the Lucas Patrick story, right? He flashed, and they're like, all right, we're going to sign this guy back. None of that. I'm curious for you, because you're old school and new school at once. Mike McCarthy didn't kill you guys when you did this, and Matt LaFleur didn't kill guys when he did this, but this felt to me like a mild overcorrection, or maybe major overcorrection, of not doing much of anything on Saturday. What say you?
Yeah, this is, I mean, hearing what they did is very odd. You would think you would have them go through in some way, shape, or form, some 11-on-11 work. Now, whether that is jog through pace, walk through pace.
And they did, in fairness, they did separately, they did walk through stuff. So they walked through their system and stuff like that. But the one practice that was actually a practice, there was none of that at all.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you would think they would actually do some, even if it was, jog through tempo, right, with a defense in front of them, like a jog through tempo. Like, everyone knows how to do that, right? Like, and that puts less stress on guys with assignments. And that's how you can teach, like if a guy, makes a mistake or this or that. It's easier to do that. But at the same time, it does stress guys out a little bit to, communicate, get on the same page, make calls, make sure that they are assignment sound. And that was always the thing. I remember my rookie minicamp. That's what I was most nervous about, was being assignment sound. That was the one thing that, like, I was extremely nervous about, was making sure that I did not have any MAs or that I was doing the right thing at all times. And that's the point of rookie mini camp, or at least I thought it always was to introduce the playbook. You're not introducing everything, obviously. They only have them for a couple days. Basic installs, day one, maybe day two, a couple of the basic things. See how they process that information, and then go out to the field and see how that, see how they remember it, see how they, do it and all that. And doesn't seem, and not just, how they do it in, a walkthrough, but how they're able to do it with a defense in front of them, and how they're able to, remember it when I don't want to say when it's live speed, because it's nowhere near that, but when there's when it's stressful, when it's a little bit stressful, right? Because the next time they do it, it's going to be with the veterans there. And the one thing that happens if you start blowing assignments with veterans, that's the one way to piss guys off, right? That's the one way to make a veteran start questioning, like, how do you not know what you're doing? Like, what have you been doing? Like, what are you paying attention in your rookie meetings? Or what would you do during rookie minicamp? What are you doing when you're in these extra meetings with your position coaches after the OTA? Like, it gets veterans mad, and then it gets LaFleur mad. I know it gets LaFleur mad. He hates missed assignments. And then it gets the offensive coordinator mad, because then it makes Steno look like the information's not getting across that he's putting through. And then it goes down to the position coaches, and then they're ticked off because it doesn't seem like they're teaching it properly. So, like, it just, it makes it seem like this was a good weekend for these guys to make mistakes, right? This is the weekend to make the mistakes so that it gets corrected in meetings, right? It's all on film. There's film of it. So to not have any of that is a little confusing. Like, I understand, there's guys that have been prepping for 40s, like LaFleur said, and, 3-cone. I get it. But at the same time, come on. You gotta be able to do some football work. You gotta be able to do some football work. I mean, it's to the point where, the combine stuff and the 40 work, that stuff's been done for a while now, right? The pro day stuff has been done for a minute now. That's gone and past. Once you get done with that pro day, your mindset shifts to training for football. It's gone and dusted, man. I'm not running a 40 again. Don't care. Don't even want to think about it. I'm getting back to my normal routine of getting my body ready for football. So it's kind of, it's different. And then you hear guys were puking in a trash can. That's a little iffy to me too. I don't know what those guys were doing, I don't.
Cheese curds.
That's weird to me.
Cheese curds. Too many cheese curds the night before.
That's what it looked like. I'm sure that's what it looked like. But there's one thing that I would never give satisfaction to a strength coach to, and that's throwing up. You never give them that satisfaction. No matter what you do not give them that satisfaction that you puked for them. Never do it. Hold that in. Figure it out. Find a way. But you should. And listen, there's no way that this conditioning was that tough.
No, This was. Again, I don't remember guys being pushed back in your day or in the early LaFleur era. Because the great thing about the rookie orientation or rookie minicamp was that the practice was on Saturday, so I didn't have to do the show. I could go and watch the whole thing, and I don't remember guys being pushed that hard. I remember parents of players being added a lot to all see their sons getting a chance to be out there and cool stuff like that. There was none of that either. But again, no one was definitely being pushed to the point of puking on Saturday. And while they did lots of walkthrough stuff in the crick, they did not do anything competitive. And even I, who is soft as Charmin, would say that they probably could have done a little bit more. And I'll be curious next time I talk to Matt LaFleur. I would be curious to ask him, hey, do you think you maybe overcorrected a little bit, that you didn't do anything competitive at all? We didn't even see, where do they think they want to line up Belton? Where do they want to line up John Williams on the offensive line? Those are the kinds of things that I was curious to see. And they did not take any reps as an offensive line with a quarterback under center. And like I said, Matthew Golden, Savion Williams did not catch a single pass from anyone other than their position coaches. So it was definitely a different approach. All right, we're taking a different approach to trivia because now we have Vortex Golf on board, as you will have a chance to win a Vortex Golf rangefinder if you are the selected winner at the end of the week out of the Cheese Fry helmet. Jesse, what is today's category, and which caller would you like?
Today's category is actually the category you thought that I should have done yesterday, with Vortex Golf coming on board with us. Today's trivia category, the Golf Vortex. Questions about golf.
Better late than never. Caller, let's do caller 18. You play 18 holes. Caller 18, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. I have a golf question for Brian after trivia as well. I will ask him that. But for now, we will have our 3 questions that Jesse has written ready for you if you are caller 18 for Vortex Golf Trivia. 844-770-3776. We'll play next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
For general contest rules, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I've got to tell you about my go-to car wash, Tsunami Express. Get your ride looking its best and ride the wave at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for that perfect shine. Sign up for a monthly membership and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Skip the wait with the fast lane and take advantage of great perks. With locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant, Tsunami Express has you covered. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Visit TsunamiExpress.com to learn more.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Trivia presented by Vortex Golf.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Let's welcome in our contestant. It is John in Delafield. John, good morning. How are you today?
Good, and I am up to par.
Nicely. Well, you'll be hitting lots more birdies if you get these questions right and then win the rangefinder, so you're even more accurate on your approach shots. All right. Question number 1 in the Golf Vortex Trivia presented by Vortex Golf is this: a rare occurrence in which a golfer scores 3 strokes under par on a single hole is known by which of these names? Is it a dodo, an albatross, or a toucan, as in only a 2 can get you 3 under par? Clever.
It's an albatross.
Indeed it is. Brian, how many albatrosses do you have in your golf career?
Only one. Only one.
I mean, the fact that you have one is
good. Only one.
Yep,
on a par 5?
It's got to be a par 5, right?
Yep, par 5. It was at actually number 10 at Green Bay Country Club.
And you holed out from what distance? Or did you just have a short putt because you had a 500-yard drive?
I put it on the green from 500.
No, it was probably 230 out, 240 out, hit an iron, couldn't see, blind shot. Must have rattled off the pin or done something, but
wow,
it was in.
Wow, you're my hero.
You're so cool.
We're just lucky to have you as our cousin sub of the day.
Think how cool it would have been if you would have used one of these golf balls to hit that shot.
It would have exploded because those are like fake golf balls that you paid $8 for.
That's the albatross around Jesse's neck right now, is the wasted money on golf balls. All right, question 2, John, is this. Chronologically, which of golf's 4 majors is traditionally played latest in the calendar year? Traditionally played latest in the calendar year. Is it PGA Championship, the U.S. Open, or the Open Championship, known by some as the British Open?
The Open Championship.
John, you're off to a very strong start. Well done. Question 3, as you try to keep it going.
This last one may throw him off a little bit.
I actually know this because I happened to watch a little bit of The Last Dance the other night while I was looking for something to play on in the background while I was writing. In the 1996 movie Space Jam, Michael Jordan is transported to the land of the Looney Tunes while playing a round of golf with Larry Bird and which well-known actor? Was Michael Jordan playing golf with Larry Bird and Adam Sandler, Bill Murray, or Will Smith?
I'll say Will Smith.
Afraid not. Would you like to try again?
It was Will Smith. It was Larry. Who was it? Help.
Adam Sandler or Bill Murray?
I'll say Bill Murray.
You did not Tausch it. Well done. It is Bill Murray in Space Jam. All right, John, you got 2 out of 3. You still got 3 of the possible 4 entries into the drawing. I wouldn't say this was a birdie performance. I would say it was on par. Thanks for playing.
Well, I'm not teed off. Thanks.
We're going to keep these golf lines coming. All right. He is entered. John is entered into the drawing at the end of the week for the Vortex Golf Rangefinder. Brian, I have a question for you. I was deputized yesterday by my buddy Coach Penza to help out with middle school golf. So I'm now an assistant golf coach.
Get here.
Given the,
No.
I did play high school golf. I know a thing or two about it. As I've said many times, I did not play other than once or twice in Tausch's charity event back when he was still playing football. I basically played couple times a month in college at University Ridge. Then I stopped playing. Then the girls came along. I don't want to miss time with them on a weekend to go golfing for 4 or 5 hours. So I have not played a lot. Now I'm working on, getting some clubs and playing again now that the girls both play, and I want to play with them. But I was trying to help 7th and 8th graders. And I'm curious because you are a good golfer. I know there's some debate about your handicap, not as much as Tausch's, because Tausch is a big sandbagger. But you're a good golfer. What would be a couple of pieces of advice that you would recommend I make sure that I reinforce with the kids that I'm helping coach? Because here's my big one. You can't hit what you can't see. Got to keep your head still, keep your eye on the ball. Remember, some of these kids have never played golf at all. It's their first time even picking up a club. So it's very rudimentary. So I'm keeping it simple, but I also want to make sure that I'm giving them good advice. So give me a couple of Brian Bulaga's golf tips that I can share with the junior Jaguars.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I think basic principles like stance and alignment. Where are you aiming? Right? Like that's like the biggest thing. Like I catch myself in it all the time. Like I'm trying to hit a draw, but my body's aimed to the left. And I'm like, obviously I'm hitting a draw, but I'm aimed way left and I'm hitting a draw while aiming left. Like, why would I do that? Like, that's really dumb. I'm not aiming properly. So like, that's one thing that I would really, help them out with is every time you approach the ball, like, really dial into, a landmark in front of you to help you aim. Aim at that landmark, which is in line with your target, which should help you align your body up correct, which should, help you aim. At least that, for me, that's what I try to do when I'm taking it as serious as I can. So now, when I'm playing as much as I can, which isn't current. The next thing would be, everyone wants to drive the ball long. Everyone wants to be able to flush irons and do all that great. But, like, none of us are that good, right? If some of us were that good, we would be on TV. That's just the nature of it. None of us are on TV doing that. And let's be real, where most of us make up strokes or where we have to save it is chipping and putting. So, like, that would be the next thing is, like, help them get good at those two basic fundamentals, like just chipping around the green and then putting. Like, help them two putt. Like, save 3 puttings, right? Like get rid of 3 putts, 2 putts, lag putting, getting it close to the hole so they have easy tap-ins, and then chipping around the green. Like, because that's where, let's be real, that's where I'm at a lot of the time. That's where a lot of golfers are, is off the green on their approach shot. They have to try to get up and down to save par. You have to get good at chipping. And that's the nature of this game for bad golfers.
So I feel good then because the driving range was closed. It'll be open next week. So we were just working on our short approach shots. And what I did was I took the big giant buckets that had held all the balls. I put them out, I don't know, maybe 35, 40 yards out in front of them and had them work on, all right, that's where we're trying to get. And they all worked on their chipping and their short game. And then I upped the stakes by saying if anybody gets one in the bucket, I will get ice cream for everybody next week. Because there's no better motivation than that. Yeah. And then one of them, might have been the one that's related to me, put the ball in the bucket. So now I got to go get ice cream for next Monday.
Man.
So it was really fun. I don't have the knowledge that Kevin does or that other really good golf coaches that we're lucky to have in our program. But it was fun to help out. I love coaching, and that's one of my favorite things I get to do. So
I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Are we telling Tausch about this when he comes back, or do we want this to be kind of our little secret? secret here.
Do we know if Tausch is coming back right now?
I mean, rumor has it delays in Newark may have impacted Vegas, so I don't know what the status of tomorrow's show is looking like. But...
I would say that I am the epitome of those who can do, those who can't teach. I believe I am proving that very clearly with my expert coaching.
Assistant golf coach.
Well,
don't you have a middle school dance to plan still?
I do, yes. And Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment has helped me with that. I may not be good at anything, but I'm well connected. And now I've got a couple of tips from Brian Bulaga to share with the kids next week. We have the 11 o'clock hour to share with you, our loyal listeners, to Wilde Tausch with Brian Bulaga as our cousin sub today. It starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at Right Choice Tax Resolution. We have talked with a number of new clients who told us the same story. They had a tax situation and went with one of those national firms with the TV and radio ads. You know the ones. They guarantee they can settle your tax owed for pennies on the dollar. They take a $10,000 fee up front, and then you never hear from them again. We are a local firm and just want to help you resolve your situation so you can get on with your life. Don't let your bank account get wiped out, your paycheck or Social Security get garnished, or a lien put on your house so that you can't sell it or get refinanced. The state can even put a hold on your occupational license. Make the right choice and call 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us today. Schedule a free meeting so we can talk and come up with a solution to solve your situation now. It will not go away if you bury your head in the sand. The first meeting is free. Call now, 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us.
Are you dreaming about summer in your backyard yet? Landworks handles projects of all sizes, from a cozy pocket patio lush with greenery to a grand outdoor hosting space and everything in between. Locally owned and operated, Landworks prides themselves on exceptional customer service and a personal approach to all of your landscaping needs. The Landworks team of experts will work closely with you, making your property shine all year. Experience the Landworks difference. Visit landworkswisconsin.com. That's landworkswisconsin.com.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Which will include Jesse's return to NFL Power Rankings from ESPN coming up. But I do want to get back to briefly, because, again, it wasn't these rookie camp practices, air quotes, that left guys puking. It was in the past, and that's why LaFleur wanted to dial it back. I don't know how many they were. I don't know who they were. I don't know what their diets were. But the fact remains that Matt LaFleur did a lot of walkthrough stuff and then did this one quasi practice that was just individual drill work. But what I want to get to with you, Brian, is this. What are these guys experiencing now? Because the transition, you're a first-round pick, you're a big-time college football player, but you're still the new guy and one of many new guys in a new environment. And I always say this, but people forget, you're like real human beings. You're not robots. So we may think, oh, these guys are in the NFL, but what did you feel that early portion of your NFL career where it's just getting started, and Tausch went through it as an undraft or as a 7th-round pick, and surrounded by a bunch of first-round picks and undrafted free agents way back in 2000. What do you remember of that transition, even as a first-round pick?
Yeah, I mean, tons of nerves, right? Like, obviously there's the expectation of being a first-round pick and wanting to make sure you come good to that expectation because, regardless of where you're drafted, you have an expectation for yourself and you put pressure on yourself to perform and do that and make a name for yourself. And then you put on that first-round draft pick tag that now everyone else around you, has this expectation of how good you should be, or guys you're competing with for starting jobs look at you a different way. Well, if this guy's a first-round pick, he should be able to do this, or I'm better than this kid. And he was a first-round pick. And the defensive guys that you're going against, they expect a certain level of player to be going against because you're a first-round pick. Like, it's why I say it. I think I earned a lot of respect early on in my career in training camp because of who I had to block every day, and that was Clay. And I thought because of how I competed with him, I earned a lot of respect solely because of that. Just because when you're going up against such a high-end pass rusher every rep, you're not going to win every rep. I didn't win every rep. I'm not saying I did. Clay beat me. He beat me throughout training camp my rookie year, but I also won plenty of times as well. So, it's not like it was a one-sided affair, but at the same time, you earn that respect from guys like that, and that's how you earn it through the offensive line room as well. We watch all the tape. Guys see how you're performing and doing all that. But the question that you asked is there's, especially from this time right now, that these guys have, they did their little rookie mini camp. I think they go away for a week, right, Jason?
Yep.
A week or two, then they come back for OTAs. It's very nerve-wracking because all the veterans are back, right? They're back doing their thing. They're getting in the full swing of things. And you kind of wish you could just be put right into that, because when they insert the rookies back in, right, when they put the rookies back in, the veterans are in full swing, right? And all the installs have happened, and they're doing their things, and individual drills have been going, and everything is running pretty smooth. And then you insert the rookies, and it kind of starts to slow down a little bit, and the coaches have to kind of double take everything, and it just, things get a little jumbled for a while. So you kind of wish as a rookie you could just jump right in with the vets right now so that you can get on their pace and learn with them, and not really learn with them because they should know the offense and the defense, but you can kind of go through the process with them as they're refreshing, you're learning, and you can ask questions and kind of be involved. But for me, I was nervous as heck going away and then coming back and being dumped back into this O-line room where I knew it was full of veterans. I knew it was full of, veteran players. And it's okay, well, here we go. Time to learn and try to get adapted to this. Because, the offense, now that once I got into it, it was, not easy, but I learned it pretty quick. But that rookie orientation camp, my head was spinning. And then now here we go. We're getting back into this thing, and I'm trying to learn this thing with these guys that know this like the back of their hand, and I'm trying to ask questions, and they're looking at me like I'm kind of an idiot. And you're like, well, sorry, I don't really understand. I don't know this or I don't know that yet. And, you're a little intimidated by it, right? And all these guys that are professionals, and you're just trying to make a name for yourself. You're trying not to screw up. You're trying to just be one of the guys, right? You're trying to do all these things, and still at the same time, your feet in the ground, and you understand kind of the process of everything. Training camp, I feel like, is a little bit easier. I think because it's all football. The scheduling is obviously, you're going from, I think now the guys get to stay at their house, which is just unfair. It's just unfair. I will complain about that. I am
rightfully so.
Yes, I will complain about that. That's unfair. But for the young guys, their schedule's pretty set. So and it's a good routine that they get into. So training camp, it gets easier, not from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint, they get into good routine and they can learn. This is a little bit of a whirlwind because they get thrown out on the practice field. You're expected to know these things with the veterans. You're out there going to get up against the veteran defense. It's tough, and mistakes happen, and they're going to happen. So OTAs when I was a rookie is different than OTAs look now. And Jason, you know this. They look different. They were a little more physical, a lot more physical than they are now. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't know if I am, but were we allowed to be in helmets and shoulder pads during OTAs? I think we were.
Helmets, yes. Shoulder pads, no.
Was that mini camp that we were allowed to be in shoulder pads?
That was mini camp, yes. Mini camp.
Yes.
But the most vivid memory I have is after you guys signed Jeff Saturday, who obviously was a big wig at the NFLPA, and you guys are just in helmets and T-shirts, no pads, but you're going through 11-on-11 stuff, and you're still colliding with each other. You're not all out, you're not getting bull rushed, none of that stuff. But it was still 11-on-11, and I remember him turning to us. We'd barely talked to the guy. We don't know him. It's not like the relationships we had with the guys we'd covered for a while. And it must have been 2012, maybe. And he turns to all of us 12. Standing there watching practice, and he says, "Does that look like non-contact to you guys? You should write about that." During the practice.
Oh, my gosh. He was a big non-contact guy. He was by the rules, right? Because those were collectively bargained rules, right? That's something that we actually really fought for were the changes in that, that off-season programming was something that really they fought for. Because that was a big deal, right?
They should have fought for lifelong health care and other improvements instead of, you don't have to work quite as hard in the off season. I never understood that. Never got it. Because owners were like, sure, whatever you guys want, as long as we can keep more of your money and we don't have to pay it out to you after you've retired. So dumb.
As long as we don't have to take care of you guys after 5 years once you retire.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, whatever.
The worst.
As they always say, because you'll be your healthiest for 5 years after you're done. After that, we know you're going downhill. So,
right?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. That's why I always say, our PA is so good at negotiating. They're so good. I'm joking, obviously.
That seems very authentic. Exactly. All right. Jesse's very excited because he loves NFL, ESPN power rankings, and there's no better time to do them than on May 6th. So we're going to do that next. I'm very eager to see. I have not, Jesse, I swear to you, I've not clicked the link. So I don't know where the Packers land. So it'll be a surprise to all, and I know Brian hasn't. So we will find out from Jesse together.
Some bold commentary going to be in here, too, from Rob DeMond.
I always enjoy that.
Very bold.
It's always one of my favorites. That's next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 20th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Baltimore Orioles.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 20th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaki County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer cater to golfers of all skill levels. Settled amongst over 250 acres of beautiful private land, the Bog offers a truly unforgettable golf experience. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, and after your round, have a signature cocktail while enjoying our Friday fish fry from the clubhouse overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
Biz Expo is May 13th at Brookfield Conference Center. Learn from the experts at the strategy seminars and keynote presentation on resilient leadership. Connect with business leaders and customers at Biz Expo May 13th. Register at biztimes.com/bizexpo.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. The summer months are all about activity, but you can't experience that activity if you have pain in your joints. QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for that joint pain. Don't just take my word for it. There's over 50,000 satisfied patients nationwide. It's truly remarkable how Milwaukee's medical direct, Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her team are using regenerative cell therapy to restore that tissue in your achy joints. They're utilizing biological growth factors, things I've seen with my own two eyes at the Greenfield location. It's a powerful and potent way to give new life to your joints, repairing that old tissue that's causing all the pain. And the best part, with QC Kinetics, there's no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Give yourself the gift of pain-free living and lasting relief with QC Kinetics so you can do all the things you enjoy this summer. Get your free consultation today by calling QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Who's looking for a better deal? Well, Cousin Sub's $10 meal deals just got better. Available online only. Order your 7.5-inch meal deal today and upgrade it with a large fountain beverage, large fry, regular shake, or regular Wisconsin cheese curds. Prices vary by item from $1 to $2 a piece. Make it better and make it your own way. Now that's a better deal. For further details or to order, go to cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available online at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Sip into a flawless summer. Hey, it's KBN's Brad Nortman. Let carbless, ready-to-drink cocktails be your passport to pool parties, patio hangouts, cookouts, and pure summer bliss. Carbless is here to spark a summer of flavor and fun. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and of course, all the good vibes. From fruity flavors to refreshing fizz, Carbless stands out in a sea of same-old seltzers. See what flavors fit your summer. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and enter to win a flawless summer prize pack today.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Time for your off-season, post-drafts, post-free agency, pre-minicamp. Not enough caveats for you. NFL Power Rankings presented by Jesse's Discounted Golf Balls. Get a good deal on your NFL draft golf balls at Jesse's World of Golf.
Available now, actually, at the Packers Pro Shop. Apparently a lot cheaper than they were 2 weeks ago. ESPN's NFL Nation, guys, has accumulated their post-draft power rankings, and along with doing so, has also provided commentary on the position group most improved for each team. Of course, that means Rob Demovsky, ESPN's Packers NFL Nation reporter, has made his selection for the Green Bay Packers. First of all, it's the offseason, so we don't have to go through, okay, who's number 1, who's number 2. Just where do you think the Green Bay Packers are? I will tell you this. They were ranked 9th in the post-free agency power rankings back in late March. So they were ranked 9th. Where do you think the Green Bay Packers are now? Brian Bulaga, Iowa. What do you think?
I'm going to say they held steady at 9.
Well, you're almost as bold as Tomovsky.
That's a wow. Cool. Okay. Jason.
Sorry.
Hey.
They didn't get better. They didn't get worse.
You don't have anything to apologize for.
Very much the same team. Okay.
Well, in fairness, I tend to agree that this is kind of a dumb exercise.
You're going to say that too.
But I will say this. I think they did something that the pundits found to be, as Tausch would like to say, sexy, don't you think? Which I know is no longer a hot button, I'm guessing. Oh, no, it's still there.
Don't you think?
Indeed. Hot key, not hot button. Let me get that right.
Heard it both ways.
I'm going to say because they added a wide receiver in the first round, that is going to get things percolating. So you said they were 9th?
They were 9th in the post-free agency rankings.
All right, I'm going to be bold here. I'm going to say that shot them up all the way to 7th.
Wow.
7th.
All right, we take a look at it.
Who's right?
Number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs remain at the top. Number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles, despite pounding the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
So weird.
Chiefs are 1, Eagles are 2. Up 1 spot in the number 3 position, the Buffalo Bills. Down 1 spot, the reigning NFC North champion, 1 seed, still didn't win a playoff game last year, Detroit Lions. The number 5 ranked team.
Did they not win a playoff game?
No, they lost to Washington. They had a bye and lost to Washington.
Oh,
the NFC North went 0-3 in the playoffs last year.
Or bad, terrible. Okay.
Number 5, remaining steady, the Baltimore Ravens. Number 6 remaining steady in the same Metroplex, the Washington Commanders. So there's your top 6. Now it gets interesting.
Here it is.
In at number 7, Devontae Adams and the Los Angeles Rams. In at number 7.
If they decide Devontae Adams, maybe they'd be 7th.
In at number 8, up 1 spot, the Green Bay Packers.
So we're both wrong.
Split the difference. They didn't stay the same. They did improve, but not by 2. They didn't get an eagle. They got a birdie.
Right.
In at number 8 in the rankings, 1 spot ahead of the Minnesota Vikings, who are also up 1 spot from 10 to 9. The team that dropped the most in at number 10 to round out the top 10, the Cincinnati Bengals. They had been ranked 7 after the draft, down to 10.
What did they do that dropped them?
Lack of splashy offseason moves. The big money was spent on maintaining strength at wide receiver in T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. By drafting Taj Brooks as a running back and bringing back Samaje Perine as a running back, Cincinnati should have an improved backfield group behind Chase Brown. And that's all we have from ESPN NFL Nation reporter Ben Baby. So I don't know why they dropped 3 spots. I don't know much about the Bengals.
I just know that Samaje Perine is a fun name to say. All right, so what did the Ben Baby of the Packers beat, Rob Demovsky, have to say about the Packers' improvement? I'm guessing he went for the low-hanging fruit of the wide receiver.
Brian Bulaga, do you think you want to take wide receiver or the field for bold Bob Demovsky's most improved position for the Green Bay Packers?
I have a feeling he's going to go wide receiver. If I had to take a guess, the first and the 3rd round pick used in the draft, I'm going to say wide receiver.
Bold Bob. Very predictable. Wide receiver, the most improved position for the Green Bay Packers. Rob writes, quote, sure, the Packers have a handful of rookie receivers, and GM Brian Gutekunst has said in the past that it's one of the most difficult positions to make an impact at right away. Still, Green Bay invested 2 of its first 3 draft picks at the position, taking Matthew Golden at 23 and Savion Williams at number 87. After the draft, Goody said, quote, I didn't think I'd be up here talking about taking 2 receivers. But with Christian Watson likely out until November with a torn ACL, the Packers needed to make those picks. They've also signed Mecole Hardman in free agency, but he's not guaranteed a roster spot. Rob Domofsky in this week's Power Rankings.
Very, very, very bold from Rob Domofsky. Brian, just an overarching thing since someone's travel plans have been impacted, so we'll have more time to talk more about this roster tomorrow. But putting them 8th in these rankings, I hate these rankings, right? I think they're stupid. I don't know why we're doing them. But I like using them as a jumping off point because in the NFC, at least in their opinion, Philly is ahead of them, Detroit is ahead of them, Washington is ahead of them, and the Rams are ahead of them. So that puts them 5th in the NFC, just ahead of the Vikings, who are 6th in the NFC. I'm curious when you kind of feel about, when you look at their offseason with what they added with Aaron Banks and Nate Hobbs in free agency, Mecole Hardman, and now the draft. Do you feel like they are a top 5 NFC team, or do you feel like you like them a little bit better than that?
I think they're a top 5 NFC team, 5 or 6 NFC team. I mean, that's where I think they're going to be.
But not better than that. You don't right now. You don't feel like they're better than that.
Than a top 5 team.
Yeah, like a top 2 or like that. They're in the conversation with Philly or Detroit as being the best in the NFC.
Probably not as of yet. And the only reason why I say that, because I can only go off past results, right? Like, and that's really what it is. Like, and you can add the free agents, right? And you can draft the guys that we all thought were needs, right? Which I think is fantastic, which is good. First, we need to see those guys perform on this team, right, and see how they fit into the system, which, you know, we'll see how that goes. But we got to see the performance have an uptick from last year and how they finished, right? Because we kind of saw, you know, we look at the last few games of the season, and it was uninspiring to say the least, right? Like you kind of see how those things went, you know, the last few games of the season, and you want to see kind of a turnaround from that. So, do I think that they can compete and be one of the top teams in the NFC? I sure do. I definitely think they could be. You see how they competed against Detroit last year. They did. They played Detroit. I mean, I think the game at home against Detroit was a little, you know, I mean, but the one against Detroit, at Detroit, they battled them, right? They played them tough. Clean a couple things up, and that game looks different, right? Like, and they'd probably walk away with a win against Detroit, but they weren't that type of, you know, they were a little loose in certain areas. You know, do they clean those things up? If they do this year, they certainly can be a top team in the NFC, but you need to see it. And that's kind of why I say that. But are they top 5, top 6? Yes, I definitely think they are. But it's hard to say, Jason, and you know this too, like, because they drafted a guy in the first round, because they drafted a guy in the third round at wide receiver, it is so hard to automatically say they are improved now at wide receiver. They're improved just because you drafted 2 guys. Like, do we hope those guys improve the room? Yes. I mean, from potential, yes, we do. Like, we see the first round pick and how explosive he is. We see the third round pick and how, like, he does have potential and what he can bring. But, like, they got to go out there and do it, right? Like, and that's the thing. Like, so it's hard to say that those things have been improved until they actually go out there and do it in the NFL. So that's where I always hold judgment until these guys actually step between the white lines when it's for real, and then we get to see it. Do they have the potential? Do they look like exciting products? Hell yeah, they do. They look really good.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they could be, really good players, and I'm excited to watch them play. But they got to go do it, and at the end, it's about the product that gets put on the field, and we'll see.
Were they a top 5 NFC team even entering the playoffs last year? Like, yes, they were. They were literally the 7 seed. But I think we all thought they were better than Washington, even going into the playoffs, until Washington had the big coming out party against Detroit. We all thought they were probably better than Tampa because Tampa was a division winner. They got a home game. Like, they were kind of, I think, until they lost to Philadelphia, even with the losses to Minnesota and Chicago at the end of the year, we still thought they were a top 5 NFC team. So to me, not much has changed from the end of the season, even though they've made improvements or wherever you think they've gotten better.
They had the 5th best record in the NFC last year.
There you go. Yeah.
Tampa Bay and the Rams were 10-7. Washington had a better record.
Yeah, to your point, Jesse, it's not about, I agree. Do I think they're a top 5 team? Yes, but Jason asked, do I think they're like a top 2? Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm holding judgment on that, because how we ended the season was on a
3-game losing streak.
Yes, and you look how we played against Chicago. That game sticks out to me. I still remember watching that game and just being kind of shell-shocked by it. In all honesty, just really, really bad. And to me, I think the defense played admirably against Philly in Philly. I think they stood up and they played well. I really do, and I think that's a good momentum carrier for that defense coming into this season. But there's 2 sides of the ball. Well, technically 3 with special teams, but there's 2 sides of the ball, right? And our offense struggled mightily those last 3 games. They did. And you can say maybe not Jacobs. Jacobs played well the whole season. But, you look at the offense as a whole, that's where, if you're going to be a top 2 team in a division or in a conference, the offense needs to go, right? The offense has to be there no matter what. So, that's the way I look at it. And, defense can win championships, yes. But you need to score points, and that's where we're at. And I think they can do it, but we got to see it.
Offense, defense, and, of course, we-fence. All right, Jesse, we will be in Rockford on Thursday at the Hard Rock Casino. Rockford, 9 to noon. Going to be a great show. We're looking forward to it, and you'll be there, too.
I will be. I didn't make the cut to be on the promotional graphic. That's okay. They're coming to see you guys. My mom and dad might come. They'll come to see me, and maybe you guys too. I don't even need to pretend to be Tausch to tell you about the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, because I'll be there with you guys on Thursday, and hopefully a lot of our fans come out as well for a great Thursday of fun. The new Hard Rock Casino Rockford features over 175,000 square feet of gaming and entertainment space, including more than 1,300 slot machines, 50 live table games, a sports book, and a rock shop. It is really fun at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. I watched the Green Bay, Tennessee game there last year right after they had opened. It was awesome, and I can't wait to go back here this week with you guys. Hard Rock Casino Rockford showcases a museum-worthy collection of more than 500 pieces of authentic music memorabilia, including items from artists like Prince, Cheap Trick, Eddie Vedder, the Blues Brothers, and, I don't know about you, Taylor Swift. Pretty exciting. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. Come join us for the Wilde Tausch live broadcast at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford this Thursday from 9 to noon.
Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee's Theater District. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, artist in residence, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. Dr. Nausheen Abbas joined the Holtebeck Eye Center team last September, and her practice philosophy is to provide patient-centered medicine by giving all options. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Have you seen them yet?
Seen what?
4 different ways to say I love you.
I'd love to see those. Show me the list.
What list?
The list of 4 different ways to say I love you.
Let's start over.
Where are you going, Monica?
I'm going to get the 4 different ways to say I love you.
Sarah, imagine a box of assorted chocolates.
Okay.
When you open the lid, what do you see?
I see a guy sitting on a park bench saying, life is like a box of chocolates.
But what are the shapes of the chocolates?
There are 4 different shapes.
Here they are.
Those are gorgeous.
4 diamond pendants covered in diamonds.
Almost like they were dipped in diamonds.
And each diamond was created inside a miniature star.
But you'd have to be rich to afford one of these.
Choose the diamond pendant you like best. $148.
I love Kessler's.
Everyone loves Kessler's.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
We didn't leave a whole lot of time. But nevertheless, it's time for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning, I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde Tausch.
Another potential loss for journalism. Having a tough week.
We already lost the Kentucky Derby. What now?
Andrew Filipponi, which no pun intended by journalism, the horse losing, and then a story from a Twitter handle called @ThePonyExpress. Pretty ironic,
that's clever.
though.
I like that. Does he own a pizza place by the Brooklyn Bridge?
I don't know that. I believe he's in Pittsburgh. He is a Pittsburgh radio host.
Okay. Oh, no.
Source.
Oh, no.
The Steelers will host the Vikings in Ireland on September 28th. Not the Packers, contrary to popular belief. Of course, it was first reported by Ben Brust of Kyle Brust and Nortman that the Packers would be the opponent for the Steelers September 28th in Ireland. This has not yet been confirmed by the NFL, so I guess there's still a chance that Brust is correct. It was addressed on their show yesterday afternoon. Jason Wilde, graduate of the journalism school at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Your thoughts?
Yeah, you're only as good as your sources. I don't know who Ben's source is or was. Now, I did see from the Pony Express, Andrew Filipponi, that the date is September 28th. Per Andrew, correct?
Correct. So that part is right.
So I wonder, and I like Ben. I love the fact that he has gone from doing galactically stupid things like having Matt LaFleur sign his Aaron Rodgers Jets jersey, making all of our lives more difficult that covered the team for Good Karma Brands and ESPN Wisconsin during training camp a couple years ago, to trying to be a capital J journalist. And I think he felt pretty good about his sourcing. So in fairness to Ben, I do wonder if the Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers component, maybe things changed when that started to become a thing. Because he reported that a really long time ago, Jesse.
Yeah, it was pretty early into the offseason. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to give Benny Buckets, Benny benefit of the doubt, and say maybe the plan was for it to be the Packers, but the idea of Packers versus Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers, and they have shifted their plans, and now it'll be the Vikings instead. That I'm going to say that, and I hope we get to the bottom of it. I will reach out to my people inside 1265 and see if they were being told by the league that they should plan on playing in Ireland, and now that they're not, or whatever it may be. I'm not going to give up on Benny's reporting just yet.
Independent of the Ben Brust component of things here, Bulaga, do you wish the Packers
Did you just call him Bulaga?
Yeah, Brian Bulaga.
Hey, Blue. Hey, Brian. Hey, Bulaga! Give me some chew.
Brian Bulaga, do you wish the Packers were the opponent for the Steelers in Ireland this year? Do you want to see the Packers, well, if it's not this year, at some point play a game in Dublin?
No, because they're 0-2 overseas right now. So, I'd rather not. Let's just stay in the States.
How about Germany? I want to go to Germany. Can we go to Germany?
Yeah. I mean, listen. Eventually you got to go over there and get a win at some point, right? Hopefully.
Maybe you can play FC Bayern.
Yeah, maybe play Bayern Munich. You could probably beat them. But it's I don't know where Benny's getting his sources from confirming that game was going to be the Packers. But maybe it is the Aaron Rodgers Bowl. Maybe the NFL knows something about him going potentially to one of those two teams. That's what I'm saying. If it's going to be Minnesota or Pittsburgh, maybe they're hedging their bet one of the two. And now they're thinking if he snubs Pittsburgh, now there's bad blood between them. Now we could get a bad blood game too. And now it's just a lot of fun. Now we got a really fun game overseas. But again, I don't know.
I like where your head is at. I like it.
Erica in Milwaukee points out on the carbless ESPN Wisconsin talking text line, listens more. Poor Rodgers. He went overseas with Green Bay his last year here, then went with the Jets last year, and now with the Steelers or the Vikings will go over again. And I think all of them were it was like the fourth week of the season every time, I'm pretty sure, for Rodgers playing overseas each of the last 3 years, hypothetically, if he plays for either the Vikings or the Steelers this year.
The good news is this lengthy conversation about this game has taken the next topic that Jesse intended, discussing Justin Tucker, off the table.
Whoa,
so we don't have
Nelly!
to go there, which is a win.
Thank you.
For all of us. That's it for Whoa, Nelly.
You're welcome.
We'll wrap things up with Brian Bulaga, our cousin sub of the day. Next, it's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Spring is here, and your local IKEA is rolling out the savings outdoors for their annual sidewalk sale. This is Ben Brust. Come see us, Kyle Brust and Ortman, live from IKEA in Oak Creek on Friday, May 9th from 2 to 5 p.m. We'll be on site with ESPN Milwaukee and taking in all the deals. A wide variety of furniture and home furnishing accessories at big discounts. IKEA's annual sidewalk sale runs May 9th through the 26th. Come see KBN on site this Friday at IKEA in Oak Creek for the kickoff of their annual sidewalk sale.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Harry Douglas.
There was no excitement like I seen with other draft picks that they had acquired and picked during the NFL draft. But I will say this, when it comes to Shedeur Sanders being in Cleveland, it is the best situation because we know their quarterback position is not secured and sold up. The head scratcher is when they also take Dylan Gabriel in the third round. And I'm thinking about a Kevin Stefanski offense, and I was confused. Like, I really am. And a lot of people say it's a good thing to have that many quarterbacks. Well, you still have Deshaun Watson. You have Joe Flacco. You also have Kenny Pickett that you acquired. You have Dylan Gabriel and now Shedeur Sanders. And someone said if you have to have 5 quarterbacks competing for a starting job, that tells me as a front office, you don't know how to judge the position correctly.
Something amazing is happening. Despite a citywide blackout, this company is still up and running. That's because CDW deployed and managed a cost-effective Eaton Triplite Series Smart Pro UPS to safeguard equipment easily and reliably. Keep the power on and protect your IT equipment from electrical challenges. Triplite by Eaton and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/triplite.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 48-ounce selected variety Cedar Crust ice cream, $4.49. 13.1 to 16-ounce selected varieties Swanson Hungry Man dinners, 2 for $7. 11 to 18.7-ounce selected varieties Kellogg cereal, 2 for $6. 8 to 15.75-ounce selected varieties Frito-Lay Party Size Lay's, Tostitos Natural, or Tostitos Dip, $3.99.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Save big on everything you need when you shop at Menards. We carry a variety of options for charging your cell phone and smart devices. Extreme cables charge your devices 2 times faster than standard cables, and they're protected with a durable mesh braided material. Plus, they're available in 4 and 10-foot lengths. Save big on Extreme cables, on sale now through May 11th. Also, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Oh no, we're out of time. Luckily, Brian Bulaga, being the outstanding teammate that he is, foolishly has agreed to return tomorrow as we try to figure out how exactly and when exactly Mark Tauscher will return to the program. So, Brian, rest up. We'll be delving into all kinds of controversial subjects, including Justin Tucker's career. Probably not, by the way. Tomorrow, dude, we're lucky to have you. We appreciate you. Thanks for being our cousin sub today, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
He is the great Brian Bulaga, or as Jesse likes to call him, Bulaga! That's it for us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Truck drivers, are you tired of an outdated truck hurting your paychecks? At Schneider, we add new trucks to our fleet every year to keep drivers moving and racking up the miles. Our easy-to-use technology is designed to keep you safe.